Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Melina and this is,
Jordan,
and we are the Board Certified Baes.
Baes. What just happened? This is like we intro to a kid show.
I just was testing it out, seeing if we could do it.
Do what? A kid show?
Kid show.
Miss
Did
Rachel.
you wait? Did you see this, guys? I tried to push up my glasses.
I was wondering what you were doing.
It's so funny. Okay.
Is
Anyways,
it?
welcome y'all.
Yeah.
We hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
We're on a silly one today, apparently. How you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I think I'm ready for a little beverage. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. You know.
It's almost 5 o'clock here.
I know exactly. So.
Dang. All right.
Anyways.
That sounds good. That's a nice reinforcement schedule for you. It's a fixed ratio every day at 5 o'clock.
That's not true.
Fixed interval. 5 o'clock.
Not true. That's an exaggeration.
Yeah.
But anyways,
We talk about that in another episode.
welcome.
Not
Today
drinking, just the
we
intervals.
are talking about differential reinforcement. We're only going to go over 3 though.
Yeah, there's a lot of differential reinforcement. So we'll go over the 3 main ones.
Sure. So DRI, DRO, and DRA.
That is what they are. Those are the 3 main ones that we use.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
Well, how do we use them?
Well, how do we use them? What do you mean, how do we use them? We use them. I'm just kidding. No, differential reinforcement. We use it depending on like how much a behavior is worth reinforcing. We also use it for what should we be reinforcing. Yeah, I don't know. You explain that one.
You just
is
answered
that
it.
good? Yeah, okay.
So
Yeah.
I don't know where you wanted to go for
I
it.
don't know.
So
yeah.
It's
Make it sound more official. Go ahead. Butter it up.
butter it up.
With your little accent and everything.
The little accent and everything. Wow.
Salt Bay.
You can tell she loves me. So differential reinforcement is a strategy where we use rewards and reinforcement for good behaviors. And for a level of that, we also need to use extinction, which means that we are ignoring behaviors that are inappropriate or ones that we don't want to see in replace of the ones that we do, that we reinforce and reward. So they come in hand. You got reinforcement, you got a little bit of extinction, and that's kind of how it works.
Yeah. Good job.
Thank you.
A little razzle dazzle.
Really? Razzle dazzle.
So we'll go ahead and jump right in. I'll start off with DRI. So this is differential reinforcement of incompatible behaviors. This is one of my favorites, one of my personal faves. So incompatible. Basically, you are reinforcing a behavior that while this behavior is going on, the behavior that you don't want to see, it just can't happen because they're incompatible. They can't happen at the same time. So an example maybe... okay.
Did I throw you off your game? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, for example, if I was going around smacking Jordan in the face every day, all
How
the
did I
time.
get dragged into this?
I don't know. I'm just trying to use myself as a personal example. I said if. I didn't say I do it. But then he would probably reinforce me putting my hands in my pockets because I can't put my hands in my pockets and smack him in the face at the same time.
Welcome to our life.
No, that's not true. I said if. I don't actually do that.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay.
Just kidding. She doesn't beat me often.
Incompatible. It can't happen at the same time. So, I don't know. You want to give some more examples?
Don't sleep on incompatible behaviors.
It's a good one.
It is. Like, as clinicians, I feel like RBTs, BTs, even other BCBAs, they forget that an incompatible behavior can stop all of the problematic stuff that's happening.
And can be
right
way less intrusive.
Yes. We don't have to go into any restrictive holds or anything like that I think are not necessary unless safety is a concern.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I have recently I had a client that one of the stereotypy behaviors that they do is clench really, really, really hard, the hands together really, really hard, and look like they're holding their breath until they are red to the face. And I feel like staff were kind of panicking, like, we gotta make it stop, and like would just fuel the fire. And so they were actually worried that he was gonna like pass out. And one day I just was in there hanging out with him, and I just started handing him toys that he that he likes to play with. Literally just sticking it in between his hands when he was going like this. Just would put things in his hands, and all of a sudden he'd just start playing with it instead of doing that until he was blue in the face. It was like, instead of bringing all this attention to it, it was like handing him like these toys. It was like all of a sudden he was doing that, and then I'm giving him attention for the fact that he's playing with these toys rather than doing that.
Oh, man. Well done. Making meaningful behavior change.
Boom.
With minimal invasiveness.
Trying.
Amazing. That is what this field is about. That is absolutely what this field is about.
Do you have any examples?
I can't beat that.
Are you just saying that?
No.
Are you just saying that?
No, I can't beat that. Okay. That's not that I need to. I just think that is huge.
Yeah. Thank you.
So no, that is a great example. Mm-hmm. There are like tons of little ones, but nothing that I would say that's going to come up against that.
All in a day's work.
That's right. Just kidding. That's what this is all about. All in a day's work.
Okay. Well, next up, DRO. Can you explain this one to the peoples?
The O stands for other. Mic drop. Just kidding. So differential reinforcement of other. This is where we are rewarding an individual for any other behavior other than the one that is occurring that we don't want it to occur. So if she was slapping me in the face, just to make it about us, if she was slapping me in the face, anytime that she wasn't slapping me in the face, I could reinforce her, because that would be anything else. She could be cursing me out. She could be throwing things at me. She could be telling me that she's loving me.
Not real life, because you keep looking at me like it is.
It's not real. God. She could be telling me to do the dishes. She could be telling me to walk the dog. She could be doing anything other than slapping me in the face, and I would be happy with that. Just kidding. This doesn't happen. Just want to make you feel uncomfortable.
Oh my God.
Because we're being recorded. But no. So in all, realism, being realistic here, it is just that you're reinforcing anything other. So if you think about periods of time, can be a lot like the easiest way to think about it. So like if this behavior didn't occur for 5 minutes, it's whatever else they were doing other than that behavior, it didn't matter. You're going to reinforce them for it. So if it was throwing items, if it was shouting out in class, if they were drawing on their table in the classroom, but they weren't shouting out, you would then reinforce them for drawing on their table, even though that's replacing it with a behavior you don't want either. Most likely. We can work on it later, because right now they're doing it quietly, and that's what you really want. So that's kind of where differential reinforcement of other comes in. You just reward any other behavior except for the one that is being a problem at that point of time. And so eventually the individual will stop engaging in that behavior because they're getting things that they want or need other ways. But doing anything else.
Good job.
Thank you. Do you pat me on the back now?
Do you have any of them, like,
that's not a pat,
any examples in the last few months that you've maybe had happen?
Yeah, I've had a couple of kiddos that have engaged in some pretty high rates of stereotypy that are, I don't want to say that they're like extremely dangerous, but they can cause pain and could seriously hurt them. So I've worked on reinforcing any other behavior with attention, with tickles or squeezes or high fives, anything other than engaging in that behavior. And it seemed to have decreased.
Love it.
I got to find a better than other, because other is so broad, like it's literally anything else. But then the next differential reinforcement that we can talk about is kind of where we're going to end up transitioning to anyway. So it's a good segue into that. If the darling Melina would like to tip us off with what this is.
Sure. DRA, so differential reinforcement of alternative behavior. So this is more so reinforcing a specific alternative behavior to the problematic behavior we're trying to get rid of. So rather than it being other and broad, we're reinforcing something very specific.
That's right. That means that as clinicians or as the individual themselves or the parents, the stakeholders, like whoever's involved, has identified the appropriate alternative for them to do. Instead of blurting out in classroom, it might be raising your hand. Like that's an alternative. So you're going to reinforce for those alternative behaviors. Whatever that might be for that behavior, it's going to change depending on the behavior, right? So it's not like we can say this is going to be one thing for all. It's one of those things where you kind of just have to, pay attention to what it is that's happening that you don't want to happen and find something that might be able to produce the same or similar response, but it is an appropriate alternative to do. So DRA is about like the alternative. So other is broad and it's anything other, and then alternative is specific.
Yeah. I automatically think of the example of there was a little kiddo that was starting with us in clinic, and every time he wanted to be held, he'd just scream. And he looked miserable, and I feel like it just was exhausting for him. And you were with him for maybe, I don't know, an hour, and you got him to start signing more to be picked up instead of screaming. And like, it was an alternative behavior that he quickly understood would get him what he needed way faster, way easier, less exhaustive for him. So that's what I thought of when you were going through your explanation.
Forgot about that example.
Yeah.
But it's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Pretty much, yeah. So those are the three ones that we want to go over for today, because the other ones get kind of complicated because we can name them, being the DRH, DRL. So wait, I'm missing one.
HL.
High rates, differential reinforcement of
Low
high rates, low rates, and DRD.
DRD, differential reinforcement of. Why am I blinking?
Me too.
DRD of. Can you just say it?
No, I said I'm drawing a blank.
Oh.
I just remember the acronym.
Oh no! Fire us.
Yeah.
We'll come back to it. It'll pop up when we.
Diminishing.
That's
the one.
Rates. Got it.
There it is.
Ah, God.
I don't know why I was drawing a blank.
Acronyms.
There's so many of them in that field.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the other one, DRD.
Yeah. Okay. That was good. No, I love that. And I think it's just a good reminder for us to all see how we can utilize these a lot more than, I guess, just saying, like, let's always try to be less intrusive. You don't always have to block. You don't always have to hold. You don't always have to, safety first, obviously. But if there's other ways that you can get rid of unwanted behavior, do that.
Absolutely. 100%. So here's a question. Do we do this with our kids?
Yeah. Our own personal children? Yes. Yes, we do.
Do we do it with each other?
We try.
We're just very resistant to extinction because of
I think
life.
It's because, well, not only that, I think it's too, like, it's wonderful being married to another BCBA, but sometimes it's more annoying because it's like, that they're using certain concepts and you're like, I'm going to work against this concept you're trying to implement right now because I know what you're doing.
Whose will is stronger?
Exactly.
That does come into play sometimes, and I'm a very stubborn individual at times.
Yeah, me and you both.
So. Yeah, so if we both get in a stubborn rut, we're
just quiet in the house. See who folds first.
Yeah.
Except for the worst is like the kids are up, so we're trying to make sure we don't show any of that. So then we'll just like say things that are subtle that only we understand because they're like behavioral jargon or whatever. Toxic trait. Anyways.
Don't you just love us? Bringing it to you real on the side.
You're the problem. Just kidding.
I agree.
I'm just kidding. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you watching us and hearing all of our nonsense every day.
Yeah.
And we hope you have a good one, and we'll talk to you soon.
On the next episode.
Bye.
Bye, guys.